No.
What would you say to mothers of Flint that have not picked up filters yet, that haven't gotten the bottled water?
Get it.
You've got to. You've got to.
But see,
No.
that's part of the problem, though. Like, there are mothers who don't know. There's still people that don't know. I understand it's a state of emergency now. I don't know if it's still as bad as it was as far as people not knowing, but there were still people who, like, they're there for, like, job corps. They've been in the city for a month or two or whatever, and they don't have smartphones. They don't have internet. They spend their time going from job corps to taking care of their kids. So there are still people that, last month did not know that there's lead in the water because they're not from around there. I mean, I
Exactly.
hope now that's different.
I don't know. And my other thing is too, there's people that may know there's lead in the water. However, all the giveaways are done during the 9 to 5 hours. You're missing a huge group of working population. Um, Listen, in my opinion, the filters help. It's better than nothing. We really work more off of our zero water picture.
You know what, Keri? I have to disagree with you on just partially. The filters would be enough if they weren't still charging insane amounts for the water.
Exactly. I am so tired of that.
It is a Band-Aid fix. You hand a filter for a kitchen sink, but it's shower in it and still come in contact with it and still pay a $200 water bill. No,
Right.
that is unacceptable.
And that's and I mean obviously here we're not even depending on the filter because there's already so much damage.
Right.
It I'm 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 done playing craps with Mike and Vicky. Um, but I was told, and it was somebody being nice to me, well, you can get a filter for your shower. It's only $60 to $100. Well, hold on. I'll only write a check. I mean, you're talking among the $200 water bill, plus all the extra water. We can't afford to bathe in water. I mean, you can't bathe adults in water. You just can't.
Well, I mean, you could if you could financially afford to do it, but
Right.
I know for two 4-year-olds taking a bath together, it was 10 gallons heated on the stove. And it's a dance, too. It's not even just like you heat it up and dump it in. It's like you start out heating it up, you have to continue to heat it up, and depending on the weather outside, if it's cold, if it's hot, if it's no, if it's great temperature, you have to watch because you can get it too hot, you can get it too cold. Like
Exactly.
there's all
What a
these
pain.
variables to it. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour from start to finish with the boiling process to get that stuff in there. That's 10 gallons, barely filling a tub for two 4-year-olds. So, I mean, think
Right.
about how many gallons that would be per adult.
Exactly. And then the other issue is our home, for example, and it's been tested, we still have high TTHMs. We don't dare boil the crap.
Right.
And we're not alone. See, and that's the other thing that's kind of fallen off the radar. Oh, the TTHMs resolved. No, it didn't.
I was told today, I actually, when I was talking with Wayne State, that majority of the TTHM levels are down, but there are still places, people's residents in the home. That I think it was 8 or 10 people that are out of compliance still.
So,
And it's the winter months, so it's cold, so it's not going to be the issue it was. Come May, June, July, August, September, what's it going to look like then?
exactly. And I'm not going to get in the shower, and usually I take excessively hot showers. There's no way.
And I know when I
I'm
talk
the stream.
when I talked with Wayne State, um, When the city tested my house July 9th of 2015, and they did the test twice because the first test came back negative for chlorine, no chlorine, zero. Okay? They did it again because like that can't be right. So they did it again, and it still came back zero. And then I did the 30-day test with Mark Edwards, where I tested every day with it, and it still came back from August to September, zero. No
Wow.
chlorine. Okay, and then when I spoke with Wayne State this morning, it was there's still a concern because there's your house is only barely any chlorine, like almost zero, like not really registering.
Right now we have so much, it's a swimming pool again. Seriously. And this is what I don't get. Just like the biofilm they're adding, or I'm sorry, the phosphates they're adding for the biofilm. For some reason, Flint seems to work on one or two bases. All or nothing. They don't need to be, I mean, the water group sat there, Mark Edwards on the phone, told them adding more phosphates does not build the biofilm up any faster. And there can be danger to having too much in. Don't do it. They're adding more, just like the chlorine. They do a chlorine burn. We all get TTHMs, so what do? Then they stop using chlorine. I don't understand why. This
Well, that part they do so they can be in compliance.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
That part is done intentionally so they can be in compliance so they're not getting hit with a violation when they do the chlorine burn.
And that's sickening.
And it doesn't represent what's truly out there.
Yeah, and it's our health.